Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to do a follow-up on the Chris Pratt debacle. The Pratt attack.
That's right.
Chris Pratt has gotten some defense. He's been defended on Twitter by his fellow Avengers. However, Twitter has pushed back in predictable fashion.
Yeah, because, it couldn't be that Twitter's wrong. It automatically means everybody else is wrong, and Twitter has to go call them racist names instead. Fight racism by using racist terms.
Yeah, I was absolutely gobsmacked with the comments thrown at Zoe Saldana.
Oh, I'm not. These people are trash.
Yeah, so this, if anything, this should open up the eyes, I think, of some of these celebrities to what Twitter is actually like. And this is the audience you're courting, that these people are just an absolute dumpster fire.
Doesn't matter what you do. They will always turn on you.
Oh, yeah, they're going to. These are the people you wanted, though, right?
Right, that's what you wanted.
This is what you wanted. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how now Twitter is calling out that Chris Pratt is getting defended by his co-stars, but Brie Larson is not.
Because Chris Pratt didn't make comments. Brie Larson did.
Yeah, Brie Larson smacked down Chris Hemsworth in an interview.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to me from the body language that it seems like a lot of the cast seems to like her that much. Now, that's just assumption. I'm not going to say that's the truth because I don't know. But by body language, I got that vibe.
Yeah, well, it could be that she's also a new addition to the cast. She hasn't had a lot of scenes with the other people.
Right, and the other guys know Chris because they've worked with him a lot.
Right.
But what she said was, and we've mentioned this many times, it was an interview before Captain Marvel. So it was months before. But she said I didn't need some 40-year-old white guy telling me what they didn't like about something. And I'm like, whoa. And I love her, and she was pushing for diversity, and that's fine, except that now that might come to bite her in the ass if they replace Captain Marvel.
That is true. So we're going to talk about that. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're at almost 150,000 subs, I guess. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to pull up some of the screenshots, courtesy of Data Racer 117, who compiled all of this together, and I'll put a link to that in the write-up. Now, this is a trending article on HITC. Where was this support for Brie Larson? Asked Twitter as Avengers stars defend Chris Pratt after backlash. So we're going to talk about the bigger issue, which actually led people, I think, to jump in, was that they were complaining about Brie Larson. They were like, why aren't they defending Brie Larson?
Well, is that why they started? It just seems to me that there was a Biden fundraiser and Chris Pratt didn't go. That's all he did. But so did a lot of other people. He never said anything. He never called anybody names. He never said he was anti-anybody. He never did anything wrong. He just didn't go. We don't even know if he was invited. We don't even know if he was busy. We don't even know.
I don't know.
And a bunch of other stars didn't go either.
So Twitter fans have cited the backlash Brie Larson received after being cast as Captain Marvel as a response to Avengers stars support Chris Pratt. We're going to go into some of what they said specifically and these trash comments.
But they weren't mad about her being cast as Captain Marvel. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the dumbass comments that she made that were kind of like, why would you say that? Why would you want to alienate part of your audience? Plus, the movie just wasn't that great.
No.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best. It was like a solid C. It wasn't one of their better movies. I'm sorry if you don't like it. Also, there's a lot of controversy going on about ticket sales and other stuff.
Right.
That was in regards to Rotten Tomatoes and Disney and them blocking comments for, Captain Marvel and all that. That all played into it, but it wasn't all on Brie Larson. So there was a lot going on. It wasn't just that.
All right, so Chris Pratt has been at the center of attention on Twitter as users of the social media site, as users of the black hole of abysmal
bullshit.
The black hole of bullshit, have been engaged in a fierce debate about the Avengers and Parks and Rec star. Pratt has come in for criticism online.
He came in for it. That sounds like he asked for it.
Yeah, right. As Twitter fans claim he's a supporter of Trump because
what?
Because his church he goes to, because he didn't go to a Biden fundraiser, right? Following the backlash, which sprung up on October 19th, several of Chris Pratt's Avengers castmates have come forward to defend him. However, the move to defend Pratt has been met with further criticism from Twitter users who suggest that other MCU stars, chiefly Brie Larson, didn't have any support.
But that's not true. They were saying comments. It was funny when this stuff was going on. It was even people like Shazam and all that were coming out and saying, Zach Levi and stuff were saying about how it wasn't right. But then it was being told to them in a way that wasn't actually what happened. The things that they were mad about wasn't what actually happened.
Look how sad she is in the back all by herself.
I think maybe they just don't know her enough to defend her. It's more they know each other because they've worked together more often.
A number of Pratt's Avengers and Guardians responded. We're going to go into some of these, and then we're going to bring up the garbage responses that they got. Mark Ruffalo, who is very, very liberal.
Yeah, he got naked for naked ballot training.
He got naked for Biden. Okay. He says, you all, Pratt is a solid man as there is. I know him personally. Instead of casting aspersions, look at how he lives his life. Well, that's the problem they're looking at.
That's what they're mad about. He didn't say anything.
He goes to church and doesn't get political.
So how dare he? That clearly means he's a Republican and a Yahtzee.
He's just not overtly political as a rule. This is a distraction. Let's keep our eyes on the prize, friends. I got naked for Biden, so we gotta make sure he wins. We're so close now. So close. Twitter response. I actually retweeted this. This is local Soundwave. Avengers cast when Brie Larson is harassed for 3 years. They're sleeping. Avengers cast when people joke about Chris Pratt being Republican.
There wasn't a joke. There's a difference.
Twitter users added other MCU stars have also received online harassment without defense. All these Marvel dudes were real quiet when Zendaya, Tessa Thompson, and Brie Larson were getting mercilessly harassed by dude bros. Chris Pratt rightfully.
Rightfully for what?
Rightfully.
That's bullshit. What was the bullshit? What did he say that was bullshit? What exactly did he say?
He goes to church.
But what did he say? What did he say or what did he do that makes it bullshit? You all do know that there are other religions that are every bit as critical of LGBTQ people as Christians, and some more so. You do get that, right?
No, they don't.
I mean, there are religions out there that are more so against them than Christians. All Christians really have no problem with it and everything else. You do understand that, correct?
No, they don't.
And there are Christians that are Democrats. You do know that, right?
No, they don't.
Right. Obviously they don't. Because they're a bunch of 20-something Twitter whiners?
I would go younger. This Twitter user also points to other cases of Marvel stars receiving abuse without being offered support. Where was this energy when people attacked Tessa Thompson?
I don't remember anybody attacking Tessa Thompson for being cast as Valkyrie. I remember when she made stupid, dumbass comments that people were mad about it because these people that you're bringing up were out there deliberately making anti-male comments. That's what they got pushback for. Now, I don't know what Zendaya did, but I didn't see people getting. I don't really remember people getting mad about her. They might have because MJ's usually a redhead and they had the race bender. But
yeah,
I didn't care.
They did. They had to make it pretty clear up front that she wasn't the same Mary Jane Watson from.
I really didn't care. I was like, I thought she did a good job.
So they brought up that Don Cheadle has been fighting for Brie Larson.
That is true. He has.
Yeah, he has. Look, I do think it comes, and I joked with this. I said maybe her castmates just like Chris Pratt better. I don't know, but
maybe they didn't know her. Maybe they have more experience. Maybe they think he's being unfairly treated. I don't know. I can't give you a reason as to why they defended him and not her. Can't tell you because I'm not them. What I can tell you is there might be people that I know that I think someone's a complete asshat. I'm not going to defend them, but if someone messes with my friends, I'm going to defend them.
So here we go. This is coming from Data Racer. Chris Pratt's MCU co-stars are defending him from the cancel mob. They're now being bullied and harassed.
Of course they are, because that's all Twitter knows how to do.
Right. Zoe Salt, which we're on the receiving end of that too. Like, God, you say you don't like a cartoon show.
It doesn't matter if you like something. You get harassed for liking it too. Frankly, Twitter is just a cesspool of shit. Which is what a cesspool is. But you know what I mean.
Twitter is shit.
It's just more shit than normal cesspool.
I am wondering, though, if there isn't going to be a turning point where these celebrities realize that spending all day courting this audience on Twitter is not a good use of their time because they will turn on you for anything, any infraction. They're looking for a reason to
They spend literally all day. And then you wonder why companies get rid of these people that are activists that aren't at work doing their job. They're spending their whole day on Twitter looking for who to attack on about Chris Pratt. Because did he say anything? No. Did he do anything? No. But he goes to church, so that obviously means he's a bad person.
He might be a Republican.
At this point, if you hang out on Twitter all day, I'm just going to assume you're a bad person too. You don't have to say or do anything, but I'm automatically going to assume that you're a piece of shit because you're hanging out in a cesspool of Twitter.
So here's what's shockingly ironic. Well, no, it's not, because we've been on Twitter long enough to see how this really works. Zoe Saldana, who's African American, is getting the worst with racist slurs like, well, I'm not going to say it on.
No,
you can read it for yourself.
I'm not going to say it either, because I won't use terms like that. That's what the hell, people. Leave her alone. You don't have to agree with her, but you don't have to call her those names. I would never agree with anybody calling someone names, even if I disagreed with them.
So the two biggest supporters, well, Josh Gad came out too. Robert Downey Jr. posted. Robert Downey Jr., this is interesting. He posts mostly on Instagram. He doesn't post much on Twitter. And I think he knows that, at least on Instagram, since it's owned by Facebook, there's some verification of who these people actually are. Whereas on Twitter, they can start 40 different old accounts. And
all the time.
James Gunn came out in support of Chris Pratt, and he's been very vocally against Trump, but he came out in support of Chris Pratt.
But no, Chris Pratt never said he was for Trump.
No.
He's never said either way.
It's the same. That's the thing. And we've talked about this before. Like, you're not even allowed to be apolitical. Like, unless you're 110% on board with whatever Twitter thinks that day. And it changes every day. You know?
Right, you can't keep up. But here's the thing, I'm going to say it again. I said it last time too. You're allowed to vote for who you want to flip and vote for. You do not owe Twitter or anybody else who you're voting for. You don't have to tell anybody who you voted for if you don't want to. That is your choice. You can choose to tell people, or you can choose not to. But that is up to you. And none of these other people have to tell who they voted for. And a lot of people will say one thing and do another because they're going to say something to get publicly so they don't get harassed. And then they can go vote the opposite way. You'll never effing know. I'm like, you don't owe anybody that. Nobody owes anybody that. They don't owe it to me either. That's their business.
Wouldn't it be so ironic if you had company CEOs like Bob Iger and Bob Chapek putting on a big show of, let's support all the Democrats, let's give them all kinds of money, and then secretly they're voting Republican?
But you'll never know.
I guess they're choking. The Democrats are choking.
You will never know.
You'll never know.
And it's not your business.
No.
That's part of the purpose of voting is everybody has a say that's eligible to vote. And those people can do it in secret. They don't owe you their vote. They don't owe you an explanation for their vote. And you know what? A lot of people will vote, a lot of people will vote different than me. A lot of people will vote the same as me. And I don't have to know that. And I'm not going to judge them by that because I don't even know who they voted for. I can make assumptions till the cows come home. Doesn't mean at the end of the day that's who they actually voted for because that's what I thought they voted for. God, just, get a flipping grip and learn to deal with the reality of the situation. That it's not all about you.
Well, yes, it is. It is. And it's about defending the honor of Brie Larson. So Mark Ruffalo, and I saw this last night. Yeah, I saw this last night. Mark Ruffalo was the first one, I think, on Twitter
You mean drop the taco, Brie Larson, with the Hispanic woman?
Yes.
You mean that one?
Mark Ruffalo was the first person to defend Chris Pratt publicly last night. And I saw some of these comments roll in. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, welcome to Twitter, guys. There's a reason I think that Robert Downey Jr. is posting on Instagram and not Twitter. First response, die, Mark Ruffalo. They want him to die.
Oh, really? Yeah, of course.
Here we go. I hate you and your friends so much. God, all of your rich, white, hetero, annoying bitches.
But wait, these are probably the same people that are praising them for doing the Biden fundraiser just the day before.
Yep. Shut the F up.
Yeah, seriously, Julia, shut the F up.
What's wrong with you, stupid F and idiot? Hate white men. Reminded that men are trash. I want white men to start shutting up. Man, shut up. I've noticed all the white nationalists flock to Pratt on social media. Shut up. This is just Mark Ruffalo.
Well, I'm not a man, so I don't have to shut up. Screw you.
Counterpoint, you and your friends can eat shit. Silence is violence. He's not even been silent. He's spoken on the wrong side, my dude.
Wrong side of your opinion.
He supports a literal fascist white supremacist. Oh my God, eat horse shit. Watching the quote tweets climb is bringing me joy. Get his ass. Shut up, bitch.
You know what's hilarious to me? What's absolutely hilarious to me is that, there are a lot of people who I don't agree with. There are a lot of people who will vote opposite me. There are a lot of people who have opinions opposite me. And you know what? I never, ever, ever find it necessary to tell them to die, call them nasty biracial person, say I hate all people of a race because, they're not the same as me. You're talking about bigotry and you're talking about racism and you're talking about hate. You have nowhere else to look but right here. Right here is where you need to find it. You can find it all in this little spot of Twitter. All the people going out there saying how it's wrong. No, it's not wrong. They just want to be the ones controlling it. They just want to be the ones who are the bigoted, racist haters. It's okay as long as it's them. That is a load of shit. Grow the fuck up. Sorry, Mom.
Hail Hydra.
Yeah, that's basically what it seems like? I said it the other day. I said it's Hydra.
It's
This
Hydra.
is flipping Hydra.
Well, I mean, look at this. We've got literal death threats. We've got people making.
No, you will die in 7 days is not a death threat.
We've got. Well, it could be.
If they're saying that we're going to kill you in 7 days, it's different.
Well, here when
oh my gosh, look at this racism. I'm not even reading it. Look at the racism.
We're not. But look down here. We've got this guy, this Bryce guy. When I personally put James Gunn in his grave, that's a death threat. I mean, this is insane. Not political isn't an option right now.
Yes, it is, Adam.
Now this guy is a verified. He's a gamer.
They're all blue checks.
Yeah, they're blue. That's what blows my mind.
They're most all blue checks.
Not being political is not acceptable as fascism emerges in America. We're seeing the fascism right here. Sarah McLean, not being overtly political is one of the most political acts there is.
Bullshit, Sarah. Try to stay relevant.
Yeah.
No one ever really gives a shit about you anyway.
Yeah, so this is insane. Mark, you're in a position where you can talk to your friend about how his actions and inaction are harmful to people without the social protections, platform, and wealth.
Again, nobody owes you the announcement of who they're voting for. Nobody owes you that they back the same party as you. No one owes you any of that. Grow up.
Avoiding the topic in this day and age is not cutting it. So
what a bet. People can do whatever the hell they want, and you don't get to tell them otherwise. Here's an idea. All of you avoid Twitter. Let these people just shout at each other, because that's all they're doing. Let these racist, bigoted, head up their ass people sit on Twitter and shout at each other, because they're the ones who are, when you want to look for bigotry and racism, they've got the market cornered right here on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, this is awful. And this is the audience that these studios have courted.
Good luck with that, Hollywood. Way to go. Good job.
This is who your audience is, Hollywood. This is what you wanted. And they're coming for you. They're going to eat you alive.
Well, what happens is, by them behaving this way and screaming and acting this way, all you're doing is turning people against you. If you want to win an election, behaving this way publicly is probably not the way to do it. If you want people to visit your blue-checked website, or I'm an important actor, or I'm an important writer, or we have time they write one article. If you want people to visit your site and give you hits of money, don't act like that.
Yeah.
Roll the flip up.
It's nasty, but they're at least...
They're going to lose just because of the way they're behaving.
Well, the thing is, people, I mean, look, the facade is dropping. Now we're seeing exactly what people think of being apolitical. I mean, we've said before, like, we don't like to get into politics too much, but they kind of force you to take a side. And we're seeing it with companies, and we're seeing them put the pressure on. And basically, it's our way or the highway. And you're going to push too hard. You're going to push the wrong people, and they're going to push back. And, things are going to escalate. Nobody wants to sit down and have a conversation. Nobody wants...
no, because if you disagree, you're automatically called racist names for these people who are yelling about racism.
Yeah.
I mean, the hypocrisy is off the charts. How can there be a conversation when somebody's rationally talking and other people are too busy calling them racist names and then yelling about racist white men and how douchey and racist and sexist they are as they behave in a sexist, racist, and douchey manner? It doesn't work that way. Rules for thee, but not for me doesn't work. All you're doing is going to lose your argument because you're going to turn people against you. They're going to go the opposite direction just because they're tired of your behavior.
Yeah.
Flat out. Pretty
much. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up. Look for more stupidity on Twitter. I'm sure it's coming. This is, you reap what you sow, This is who you wanted.
I don't have words. I mean, I would never use these terms. Ever. But, this reminded me of a story real quick before we go. I had a friend once who had shared a story about something that happened to a kid that was from Mexico. And I'm not going to go into details what happened to the kid from Mexico, but it was a terrible thing that happened. And what was done was really wrong. And I made a comment about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's awful. That shouldn't happen. But the person that it happened to was doing something illegal. And I said, well, the bad thing is, that happened, it shouldn't happen, but they were doing something illegal, and they might not have been in that situation had they not been doing something illegal to begin with. That outcome is never okay, ever. Those people definitely should be charged. But it's like, maybe these kids need to understand they shouldn't be doing illegal things to begin with. To which I got told that I just don't like a racist term for Mexican people, which I will never say. Yeah. Rhymes with pick. And I was like, excuse me? And they said, you just probably think they all should die. You just call them those names. And this is from the person that's defending them, calling them racist names. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would never use that term. Like all these terms people are using, I would never call somebody these names ever. I don't care how mad I am at them. I would never. I mean, I would never resort to that. But this is the tolerant left who is supposed to be on their side using these racist names right and left. Yeah. The racist names right and left for their point. And then I was like, you don't know me. And my whole step family, my husband's step family, they're Hispanic. They're from Mexico. I would never use that term. I'm not racist against Hispanic people, for heaven's sakes. But they kept using the term.
Well, like I'm saying, the facade drops.
They are, like, at the heart of it, most of these people are just haters. Whether it be racism, sexism, against religion or whatever, they're all projecting because they're the ones who are demonstrating the hatred, the slang terms, the bigotry, the bullying, every turn.
Yep.
And that's not everybody who's on that side. There are a lot of people on that side who don't behave that way at all. Like these actors didn't need to lower themselves to that level. They're for Biden, and they're not behaving that way. You know what? Grow up. Be better. Show some class.
All right. Well, you're not going to find a lot of class on Twitter, so we're going to...
Twitter can't get burned down fast enough, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I'm even debating about whether or not we should just pull
I think I might. I honestly think we might at this point.
Just go to Instagram or something. So we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.